What is going on, everybody? For those who don't know, I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. What is going on, everybody? Come on now. Joel Embiid didn't play the second half. We all saw him go out this game with a injury, but that wasn't it. But let's get down to business. The Toronto Raptors beat the Philadelphia 76ers 125 to 121. But the whole fourth quarter was like a G League game. We ended up having all our backups in once again. Pretty much the guys we ran out last game, yesterday, we ran out in the second half, minus Alex Burke. When Shayok and Neto are on the court together, you know they're just running somebody out there just to get the job done at the end. But the starters did play the whole first half, minus Alex Burke, who's not a starter, but hey, he might need to get starter minutes with how he's been playing. But you really can't be mad at this game in the sense of Joel Embiid always struggles against the Raptors. He always struggles against the Raptors, and he only played 14 minutes. So who knows? Could he have got something going? Possibly. But Marc Gasol gives him trouble. In the 14 minutes he played, he was 1 of 4 for 5 points. So that's just kind of his stat line against the Raptors. Now, the Sixers had 17 turnovers in this game. 17 turnovers. That was key. But as for the Raptors, this game doesn't matter. It's not going to make or break them in the second seed. For the Sixers, on the other hand, we could be fighting with Indiana. We keep going back and forth with Indiana, but I'm ready to be locked in to playing the Boston Celtics. I don't know about you guys, but I want the Celtics because if we are going to advance in the first round, it got to be on the back of Joel Embiid. And what team better to play than the Celtics, who lack a physical presence down low who can stop Embiid? Now, their guards are scary. Our pick and roll defense, Tatum, Brown, Smart, Hayward, all them guys, pick and rolls, that's going to be tough. But 125, 121, it sucks because down the stretch, even though it's a G League versus G League, you had guys like Stanley Johnson, Watson, Matty Ice, the announcer was calling this guy. They were getting into the lane at will. And then the bad pass at the end. Like I said, Joel Embiid plays 14 minutes. He don't play. No starters play in the second half. In the fourth quarter, except for Shake Milton. What's going on, everybody? Ethan Wagner said, in the words of my guy, DJ Eastwood, welcome back to the Fire Brett Brown podcast. You already know. Chris Philly said, what's up? Vaughn215, yo, Murphy Kenzo, what's going on? Everson Griffin signs with Dallas? Whoa. Seriously? For how much? I didn't even see that. I can't be mad. I hate Brett Brown. He finds special ways to piss me off. Yeah, what was he thinking trapping at the end when he was setting that double team on Stanley Johnson? I don't know. The Raptors won 125 to 121. We are locked in against the Celtics. That's what I like, though. That's what I really wanted, because if we're going to advance in the first round, and that's a big if, the fact we don't have Ben Simmons, the fact that Brett Brown could get in our way at any time, we got to do it through Embiid, and what better way to give him a soft matchup where he should average 30. Now, the defense against the guards are going to be tough. Don't get me wrong. Tough loss, man. Yeah, but when you realize that your whole bench, I'm talking about the back end of the bench, Shake, Neto's in the game, and I forgot Shayok. I forgot his name for a second. Tyrone Martinez, what's going on? We embrace the Celtics in the regular season. Maybe we'll embarrass them. Maybe we'll embarrass them in the postseason again. Yeah, I think 3-1 lead on them. They beat us the last time we played them, but we beat them 3 straight prior to that. Are you going to make a playoff Braxton prediction? Probably will. Like I said, I love the matchup against the Celtics just because of what I believe Joel Embiid can do. I am terrified about the guard play, but I'll throw out a little bracket. I might do one on the weekend. Yes, he did. Wow, I didn't see that coming. I knew Dallas was in the running for Jadeveon Clowney, but I didn't know he was going to get that. Nice little comeback for my Raptors. Yeah, one of my dudes is a Raptor fan. He was texting me throughout the game, like, wow, this fourth quarter ain't gonna matter at all. They had Hollis Jefferson in, Stanley Johnson, Pat Watson. I mean, you guys got to the end of your bench the same way we got to the end of our bench, but hey, you were down 16 to come back. That's something. They did not say the contract yet. We still in the East. We won the series 3-1. Yes, sir. Yeah, Everson Griffin is a Cowboy. They are excited. I don't really think the signing is anything worth getting excited about. I mean, they're trying to do a little bit with that D-line. It's on Alden Smith, 5 years hasn't played, so I ain't too hype on him. Then you got Everson Griffin and Gerald McCoy. We'll see. We had a better defense game when the starters were in and we actually had the lead a lot. Yeah, we were up 16. The lead dropped. The lead dropped from 16, but you seen when the starters were in, good stuff was happening. Mike Scott, I don't know where he's going to be with minutes. He's starting to hit threes in the last 2 games. He dropped 17 and 22 minutes last game. He was big this game. Furkan Korkmaz dropped 21 points. Tobias still had 22 points. But like I said, Joel Embiid, the centerpiece of the Philadelphia 76ers, only played 14 minutes. So if Joel Embiid's playing 14 minutes, you can't really get mad at the winner loss. Like I said, would you have liked Brett Brown to execute down the stretch better? Of course. Because the same way we had our backups in, they had their backups in too. So Enes Kanter is overrated. Yeah, he got skills on the offensive side of the ball, but no defense. Even with Joel scoring, yeah, well, I mean, we all know that the Raptors are a really tough matchup for Joel Embiid. And in the 14 minutes he played, he showed it. He struggled a little bit, 1-4 for 5 points. Now, could he have scored 20 points? Of course, because Joel Embiid is like a walking 20-point scorer. But Gasol gives him matchup problems. Now, I will say this. The Raptors went into this game without Ibaka and OG, which are 2 players that they count on a lot. But, hey, that Boucher, the dude, he had 4 or 5 blocks. It was he was blocking it, and he was catching up and pulling up from the 3-point line. Go James, you crazy? Nah. Where you hiding, Philly Talk? Good to see you. What's going on, my guy? Good to see you. I see your YouTube video picture wearing a mask. Stay safe. Stay safe. Ryan Rowe, what's going on, my guy? With Griffin to Dallas, where does Jadeveon go now? Hey, Jadavion's list is getting littler and littler. Again, I heard Dallas Cowboys in the running for Jadeveon. I didn't even think they were looking at a guy like Griffin. When is Simmons coming back? What's the latest update? He won't be back. He's out indefinitely. He went and got surgery on his knee. He ain't coming back. Brett Brown will blow some leads. Fire him. Hey, that's the motto of every Sixers fan right now. We still want to try to advance outside the first round, beating the Celtics, but it is inevitable that Brett Brown has to be let go. Even people that understand that he's not the worst coach. Some people really don't like him, which I don't really have nothing against him. I just don't want him to be the coach no more, to be honest. I mean, just can't. We need to see Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid either succeed or fall under another coach to realize, okay, it's time to blow the roster up. I can't blow this roster up. Well, Al Horford I could. Tobias, I would be willing, but I cannot blow up the Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid combination without seeing it on another team. My bad, drummer boy, I missed you. My bad. He said fourth quarter highlights, breakdancing challenge on the sidelines. Hey, how about that? The best thing about the fourth quarter was not Shayok, Neto, Mike Scott, Furkan against Stanley, Hollis Jefferson, Watson, and a white guy shooting threes. I don't remember his name. That wasn't the goodness. It was Joel Embiid in the bench versus Kyle Lowry in the bench. Like every single score, they were just jarring at it. Blah, 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 blah. The benches were more excited to watch than the game at the end of that game. And it did come down. The way the Raptors rallied back, the benches were crazy. The benches were crazy. I'm shocked Brett Brown still has a job. He's not terrible, but you need a better coach in Philly. Yeah, listen, if you really look into it, he's not the worst coach ever. But I need to see something else, and I'm ready. I'm ready for a change 100%. Is Dallas going to hire a psychiatrist, substance abuse counselor to coach the D-line? Yeah, you might need that with him over there. Who's going to drop a bunch of points on y'all next? Come on, man. But I did hear this. The Raptors were a team that hasn't been scoring a lot. Let it be a nice remedy is to play the Sixers. Just pick and roll us to death. Who you got coming out of the West? Whew. Listen, it's probably going to be the Lakers or the Clippers. You know, a lot of people are jumping on the Clippers bandwagon. I still believe that playoff LeBron is playoff LeBron, but don't sleep on the Rockets. They play small ball. It's unorthodox, but I like them. But I'm going to have to go with the Lakers. Furkan is good today, but playoff? Hello from Turkey. Yeah, listen, I don't know how he's going to be in the playoffs. I don't know how much Brett Brown's going to play him. When Furk is on, he's on. But when he's off, he's off. And they've been trying to use him like J.J. Redick, and that's not right. That's not right. Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me just never mind. Go ahead. I was about to change something, but we good. We good. Boucher was a D-League MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same year. Yeah, the dude is long, and I was surprised he had some threes. What's good, Mike? What's going on, Drummer Boy? Shout out to Jason Wall. You already know. Philly Mike for Sixers coach. Hey, anybody but BB. Brett Brown is, hey, I agree 100%, Ethan. Hey, Goat James, man. The Sixers are going to be able to play the Celtics tough. Who is your team, Goat James? You're a Lakers fan, right? Everson Griffin signed with the Cowboys. I know. I just did an Eagles video earlier today breaking down Greg Ward and what Doug Peterson said. And now this, Griffin was a guy that was on the Eagles' radars too. Like I said, I wouldn't oppose the Cowboys go out and get guys who have problems off the field, but not his type problems. I don't know. We'll see how that works. Tomorrow going to be important games all day. Yeah. But I'm glad we're kind of getting locked into the Celtics. I'm ready to see that matchup. The bubble was so frustrating for everybody, the team and us. I'm not booting. Wait, this bubble is so frustrating for everybody, the team and us. I'm not booting. Hey, I hear you. Listen, the bubble's been up and down for a lot of teams. You got the teams like the Lakers who struggled early. The Clippers were struggling. Phoenix is undefeated. The Nets are playing pretty good. Giannis is headbutting people. I mean, listen, for us men in here, you know, the guys who are, you know, the older guys who know what a female can do to you and what it would do without a female for so long. So listen, these guys are in the bubble, man. They used to going home and getting some, you know what? These guys are going to be frustrated at an all-time high. These guys are going to be frustrated. You got to just think about that. That's little stuff that people don't think about, but it's true. Allen Iverson for the Sixers coach. Hey, you don't got to worry about practice then, right? Practice? We talking about practice? Boston versus Philly in the first round. I want Philly to win, but the Celtics are healthy, and Brad Stevens is a way better coach than Brett Brown. That is true. It's going to be hard to outcoach Brett. It's going to be hard to have Brett Brown even stay with Brad Stevens. The only way we win is if Joel Embiid just balls out. I'm talking a 32-point average against Cantor and Tice. Why couldn't we have traded Furkan Korkmaz and Tobias Harris trade instead of Landry Shamet? Right? I like Landry Shamet. He's a great dribbling guard. We need these guys. That's why Alex Burke is able to, you know, blossom in this offense. Trey Burks would have been good. But, yo, I mean, the first time we played Trey Burks back, I mean, he dropped 30 on us almost. This bubble is so frustrating for everybody, the team, us. I'm not optimistic for the playoffs. Sorry for the previous message. It's all good. You know, sometimes, you know, you try and type it quick. It is what it is. Team Superior. What's going on, my guy? Breaking news. Cowboys sign versus Griffin. Yeah, man, I know. Listen, I might jump on and do an Eagle stream after this. But right now, we got to rock out with the Sixers. Chip Kelly knocked out. Chip Kelly is knocked out on site for me, but Brett Brown is pimp smacked after he gets fired. You already know. Chris Anderson, I appreciate you, my guy. Raul Neto played in a really good game this game. Yeah, I mean, Neto's played good last game and this game, but that's the thing. We've been emptying our bench. I mean, Shayok played in the fourth quarter. Like I said, this game was interesting the whole way when we had most of our starters. Josh Richardson had 10 points. I mean, we shot good. We shot 46% from the field. What killed us is the 17 turnovers. 17 turnovers, and then, Joel Embiid resting at halftime. He hurt his arm, but that was nothing. He's not hurt. They're just being precautious and not letting him come back in the game the second half. And the main part was the fact that we emptied the bench like Shayok. He did have a nice block in transition then too, but RB going live together would be cool. Yeah. I tell him to hit me up. Tell him to hit me up when you go in his live. Elton Brand's biggest mistake was trading Larry Shamet. You already know. Raptors are so good. Hey, the Raptors are good. I ain't even going to front. They're a really good defensive team. I'm curious to see how everything shapes up. Like I said, I would like to get the Celtics first. The Bucks going to get Orlando. The Raptors will get the Nets. So, I'm thinking that the Adam Silver might even suspend Giannis for a game for that headbutt. Like I said, everybody's getting a little tense in the bubble. The bubble has been a crazy experience. But I will say this, like my guy Drummer Boy said earlier, the bench in the fourth quarter for both teams were more entertaining than the game when you saw who was all on the court. And again, the whole paint was wide open in the last 3-4 possessions of the game. And we let the Raptors go on a 7-0 run. Again, I can't get upset about it because I know it's the second, third, fourth stringers, the third team. I mean, the back end of the bench. I can't get mad. But Brett Brown should have never tried to trap that guy. Why they try to throw the double team at Stanley Johnson? That was a designated trap Brett Brown tried to run. And then, of course, the inbounds don't go to our way. That's crazy. How long you been a Sixers fan? Hey, we rock with these two all day. Like I said, I do watch the Phillies, and I'm a Phillies fan. I would cheer for the Flyers if I watched hockey. My brother is into hockey. I just never really give it a shot. My brother's into hockey. He tries to get me into hockey. I say if I would, I'd be a Flyers fan. Hey, the Flyers are doing really good, and I know they're playing right now. I'm going to try to start watching it, but I just have never got into it. I'm a basketball and football guy. Eagles, Sixers. I want a Lakers 76ers 2001 championship rematch. That would be tough. We definitely get more than one game, though. Bucks in 5, Raptors in 4, Sixers in 6, Heat in 6. I like that. Von 2 on 5. I'll take that. What's going on, Lawrence James, a channel member up in the building? Man, I'm tired of Brett Brown. Trash, bro. You already know. Straight trash. But again, these are the games that I see Brett Brown doing the things that we don't want him to do when the games really count. But I can't get mad when you got Raul Neto, Shayok, Mike Scott. You got all these guys in the game where they won't be in the rotation. First round predictions. I like them. In your opinion, Butler and Redick or Richardson and Horford? Butler and Redick. All day. They fit what you want to do with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, and you got a dog on your team in Butler who can get a bucket when you need him to. Haha, man, the last few minutes of this game were great. Didn't even care who won. The benches were going nuts every basket. Wholesome as crap. Yeah, listen, if you're just getting in here, I said the same thing. So did my boy, Drummer Boy. At the end of the game, basket to basket to basket. These were ugly baskets. These were guys like Stanley Johnson, Watson, Neto, Mike Scott. These guys are not going to be in either's team rotation. But the back and forth scoring, the benches were so excited. I mean, they were coming out doing this, that, third. But I got to give it to the Raptors bench. They got the job done because we were beating them eventually by 16, but the starters are part of the comeback. But how does the Sixers let them go 7-0 run? A 7-0 run within the last 2 minutes. and then finally score to stop it. Even though your favorite team lost, you're still positive about it. Go, man. Because of how we lost. You got to understand the fact that it wasn't Joel Embiid playing 35 points and we getting beat. It wasn't any of the starters in the fourth quarter for both teams. So, again, when you got the back end of the bench in, it's really going to probably rely on coaching and strategy. And we already know we lost that category. Guys, stop talking about Shaman and Redick. I'm crying right now. You already know. It's a sad day when we just know that shooting that could have been at our disposal with a guy who can attack the rim like Ben Simmons. You get the spacing out on the floor so much that you don't need Joel Embiid to drop back. You heard what Charles Barkley said. Every time Joel Embiid pulls up, he's bailing out the defense. I do like the fact that he has a mid-range and three-point shot to his game, but when you're going against a team that you can annihilate, you just got to do it, and that's what I need to see against Boston. I need to see Al Horford. I need to see these guys out the paint, spreading around, spread the offense around the three-point line, a couple flashers, but I need Joel Embiid to go to work. 30-plus points a game. I need that. If we don't get that, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Gordon Hayward, they're going to pick and roll us to death if we don't get that. See, I'm salty at how we lost. Go out with a dub. We had it won. Bench rotation. We had it won. Bench rotation or not. Yeah, I agree. Up by 6, up by 5, up by 7, closing minutes, close the game out, Brent Brown. That's one of my biggest pet peeves with him. He is the worst coach at forfeiting leads. He just forfeits leads like crazy. And he does it with the starters in. He did it post-pandemic. In the bubble, he's done it ever since he's been with the Sixers. But when the process was going, when we were trying to trust the process, we didn't care. We said it's not him, it's the players. Now we're starting to see it's not the players. Thoughts on the Raptors' third stringer outplaying the 76ers' second rotation? Second rotation, kind of, but Raul Neto's supposed to be a third stringer too. Shayok's supposed to be a third stringer. Mike Scott, you can kind of call him a second stringer, but once a playoff start and you get that 9-man rotation, you won't see Scott, you won't see Neto, you won't see Shayok, you won't even see what's the center's name again? I don't even know. I just lost my thing. I just lost my train of thought. Kyle Quinn played big minutes yesterday. He's not going to be in the rotation. Novell Pell. There it is. Pell. You're not going to see Pell, Netos, and Shayok. So they are the third strings as well. Our rotation is going to be starting Shake Milton. Shooting guard, probably they're still going to keep Josh Richardson, Tobias Harris, Al Horford, Joel Embiid. That's the 5. The 4 players coming off the bench in the playoffs gotta be Alex Burke, the number 1 guy. And if you don't, you could start him if you want, but if you don't start Alex Burke, we need to see him on some sweet Lou. 6-man, instant offense off the bench. And when the game's going the way it goes and Alex Burke is on fire, you play him starter minutes. Lou Williams is the 6th man. He comes in off the bench, but when you look at the box score, he has starter minutes. He plays starters minutes still. That's what we need. But anyways, Alex Burke, Furkan Korkmaz, Matisse Thybulle, and Glenn Robinson. Them 4 players should be the only players off the bench. That's it. That's it. A 9-man rotation. 9-man rotation, that's it. Dead Junior, I'm subbing. Appreciate you, man. I do Eagles and Sixers content. We go live streams for the Sixers, live streams for the Eagles, and we drop regular videos, post-game videos. We drop weekly videos on just topics on both of them. Marcus Saul as Embiid's father. Hey, I'm not going to comment on that, really. I'm just going to say that, realistically, the Raptors give Joel Embiid trouble. They started to give him trouble today. He was 1 of 4. But when Joel Embiid wants to be Joel Embiid, he got to be that guy who can dominate over anybody. But I do got to give it to you. Marcus Saul just gives him trouble. 1 for 4, 5 points, 14 minutes. We rested him. We might end up having to see you guys, so we're going to see. When in doubt, though, I'm going to trust Joel Embiid to just get the job done. Just got to get the job done. That's why I would love him to get the matchup he deserves against the Celtics first to get him worked up. He's a guy who has to go off emotions. We don't got the crowd, so we got to come off a 30-point performance against the Celtics, coming up to maybe getting some Toronto or whoever we get next. I don't know really where it's going to fall next. But Toronto's tough. Brett Brown is an expert at blowing fourth quarter leads. Yes, he is. That's where the process he's great at that process. We need Drew Holiday back. Again, any type of ball handling guard. We need ball handling guards who can create their own shot and pull up off the pick and roll. The pick and roll is the way to go. As you see teams killing us with it, we need to do that. Kyle Lowry, Drew Holiday. I mean, everybody we play and every dribbling guard gets it done. I like a 9-man rotation. That's what you got to do in the playoffs. Again, the playoffs slow down. Everything slows down. And when the playoffs slow down, who's going to benefit from that? A guy like Joel Embiid, who's not trying to run in transition. Joel Embiid's not trying to run in transition, but he wants the game to slow down, let him go to work. But for him to go to work in the post, you're going to need spacing. You're going to need Furkan Korkmaz hitting his shot, spacing it out. Jay Rich spacing it out. Guys who can shoot the three, catch and shoot, but also cut the lane, drive, pick and roll. But you need to just back up and let it be the Embiid show when you play against the Celtics. I need a split screen on my iPad. I want to watch you and RB. I appreciate you, my guy. Yeah, RB be going long. I don't know how much longer I'm going to go, but I appreciate everybody that's shopping in. Like I said, make sure you smash that like button. Appreciate that. It helps your brother out, helps your boy out. And hit that subscribe button. We do Eagles and Sixers stuff, not just live streams. We do regular videos and we stream live. I might be getting into doing some live stream games, trying to get my setup right, but I don't know. The Sixers, we'll see. Can't lie. They let Mark get away with like 3 blatant fouls early until they finally called one. Yeah, the refs have been, I won't say bad, but they've been inconsistent. So like if you're going to play a rough game and let things go, let it go. But they've been really inconsistent with their calls. What if the Sixers drafted Tatum instead of Markelle Fultz? Man, that's something that's going to come back to haunt us every single day. If we had Tatum on this team, even with Ben Simmons down right now, we'd be unstoppable. The fact that you got a guy like Tatum with Joel Embiid, dirty. You put Ben Simmons in the mix, it's over. A healthy Embiid has to drop 30 points, 13 rebounds per game against the Celtics. I'm with it, and I think he can get that. What if the Sixers draft C.J. McCollum instead of MCW? Another one that will haunt us. CJ, he would be the perfect fit on this team. I'm sorry, but this team is died in the first round. I love this team, though. Hey, Big Moose, appreciate you, my guy. It's not going to be easy. It's not. It's going to take Joel Embiid having a virtuoso, if I would quote my man Shannon Sharp. He going to need a virtuoso. He going to need some Dame Dollar points. Not 60. I don't know if he can get that. We can't catch a break with injury curse on the Sixers squad. Hey, it's been on the Sixers squad, but the last 2 years, our Eagles been feeling that same type of luck. This team needs more reliable shooting, needs to be an emphasis this offseason. Shooting is what we need. And this offseason they don't have a bunch of high superstars. There's just a bunch of role players out there. But if you can get your hand on a guy like Joe Harris from the Nets, Davis Bertans from the Wizards, these guys are not scorers who create their own shot, but high volume 3-point shooters who will fit good with the likes of Tobias Harris, who can create his own shot, Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, who's a passer. You need all that stuff. Who are some underrated players you think deserve more recognition? On the Sixers or through the league? Let me know. Yo, Butler and Warren fitting to get heated tomorrow. Watch out. Heat and Pacers. Yeah. Our guy, not our guy no more, but Jimmy Buckets won the first matchup against Warren and the Pacers, but it's definitely going to get chippy over there. Let's go Eagles. Also, I'm a Raptors fan from Toronto. Let's go Birds. Hey, appreciate you for coming through the stream. I do heavy Eagle content. Like I said, the reason why I'm more bigger in the Eagles community is because I've been only doing YouTube for about a year. And I started during the Eagles season, week 1 of the season. When basketball started, I had a night business that I ran, and I always watched the game, and I got home too late to do a post game, so I didn't really do it. I started getting all my Sixers content 1 week before the pandemic shut the thing down. And then with that pandemic shutting it down, I was so demoralized to do any Sixers content. But since it's been up, we're going to start rocking Sixers, Eagles. That's what I love to talk about, both live streams and regular videos. We're going to keep it rocking. Joel Embiid was seen washing Marc Gasol's car. Stop it. Stop it. I'm going to let you guys get your stuff because at the end of the day, y'all beat us. Y'all G League beat our G League in the fourth quarter, but you did come back from 16. But just wait and see what goes on. My guy Joel Embiid will have something special for the Celtics in the first round. And we see what y'all do against the Nets, which I know y'all going to have an easy one, probably a sweep. I think we need to consider getting a big return on either Simmons or Embiid. See what you can get for one of them. Here's my thing. I cannot consider trading Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons until I see both these guys under a new coach. I see these guys under a new coach, and I still think the same struggles occur. Well, then I have to blow it up. Also, I would like to get better pieces around both Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. Al Horford does not help Joel, and Tobias is not the biggest help to Ben Simmons. So you get more shooters and spread and length around this, not length, speed and shooters and dribbling guards around guys like Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. Then you can play Simmons at the 4. He runs the ball in transition, and you get the best of both of them. But I can't break these two up until I see it under a new coach. But look at Monte Williams, the Suns coach, balling over there. We could have had him. We had him. We let him go. He was assistant. One day I would never forget was when Vince Carter missed the Game 7 game winner against Philly. Hey, Vince Carter was that dude. He played, again, just retiring a little bit ago. He played in 3 different, what do you call that? Eras. He played in the 99s, the 2000s, and the 2000s, played in the 2000s, the 2010s, and the 2020s. And the whole league. Some underrated players. Donovan Mitchell's a baller who don't get much looked at for being a scoring guard. I'm a big Russell Westbrook fan. People, they know who he is, but they still try to put him down. Damian Lillard. Look at Skip Bayless trying to stunt his growth. My guy Dame Lillard is a top 10 player. Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid don't get that much respect around the league as well. Joel Embiid is the best center in the NBA. I'll take him over Jokic. Jokic is good, but I'll take him. Eagle season, what's going on, my guy? Giannis with the 1-game suspension for forehead kissing dude. Yeah, man, only 1 game, so he's going to not miss no playoff games? Interesting. You know Allen Iverson had his son named Allen Iverson Jr., and he also played basketball. Do you think the Sixers will draft Al's son in somewhere in the future? I don't know. If he's good, we probably won't get him because that's just how it turns out. But shout out to AI's son. The way the Elton Brand constructed this team is highly questionable. The age of having bigger players everywhere is over. It's all about having more spacing and shooting, 100%, except for Joel Embiid. He's a special kind of big guy. We got to get Brett Brown out of here ASAP. Facts. The way that Elton Brand constructed this. Oh, yeah. Cowboy Wolf is going to come here and tell me he got Everson Griffin. I hear you. Hey, Mike, I think the Sixers will be a tough matchup for the Celtics, even without Simmons. I agree, Nina. I think that's our best matchup because what we want to do is win on the back of Joel Embiid. So I want him to have a comfortable matchup in the first go-around. And I believe he gets that with the Celtics, a team that is very guard-heavy. and it's going to kill us with the pick and roll. But there's no way you can send Tice or Cantor at Joel Embiid and feel good about it. So it's all going to be about Joel Embiid. I don't consider trading Joel Embiid ever. Ben, I could live with it, but yeah, let's see him with a different coach first. Yeah, I hear you. Here we go. Sixers should change their names to the 36ers. Oh, overrated. Womp, womp, womp. No. You see Philly beating the Raps in the playoffs this year, that will be tough. See, I'm a guy who tries to keep it as 100 as possible. I'm not going to come on here and say we're going to beat every team. I do like our chances against the Celtics. The Celtics are a good team, but they're a little bit overrated. They go up and down. Their coach is good. Brad Stevens is really good. Tatum is good. Their guards are good, but I just like the matchup against center. But the Raptors always give Joel Embiid in trouble. And if we're going against a team where our best player, Joel Embiid, is not going to get it done, it's going to be hard. So the Raptors is one of the teams. I'd rather actually play the Bucks, to be honest. Like, the Raptors are the team that I'm most nervous to play. But again, it's going to be an uphill battle for whoever we play, even the Celtics, who I still feel comfortable about because of two reasons. One, we lost Ben Simmons, who still is a factor on defense and still one of the best guys in transition. And the second reason, our head coach holds us back. A la Ryan Rowe just said, get rid of Brent Brown. Facts. Sixers should change their name to 36. Here we go. Oh, I picked the same one. What happened to Alex Burke? Didn't see him out there tonight. They rested him. The injury said foot, but it wasn't an injury. It was just rest. You know, we played him heavy last night. So, yeah, he didn't play. Yeah, keep dreaming, bro. I just said you guys are good. Relax, my guy. We traumatized you guys last time. Listen, that bouncy thing ain't happening ever again. And you don't got that dude anyways. But like I said, you do lock up Joel Embiid somewhat. You know, he'll still drop 20 here and there on you, my guy. Who do you like instead of Brent Brown? Anybody, to be honest. But I would want a veteran coach. You know, I don't think I would be okay with getting a guy from college, a young up and coming. I want a guy who's been there. You know, Mark Jackson, even maybe Kenny Atkins. I don't know. I just want a guy who I believe is going to just lay the law down and Ben Simmons say, Ben, listen, I'm not your friend. I'm your coach. You need to do what we got to do. You know, it is a players' league, and he might want to get out. You know, he might want to force a trade, but you need some type of structure in your system. And Brett Brown, he doesn't get these guys to play at the level they need to be playing on. I mean, I would be making sure they fight through screens. I don't see that. I don't see Ben Simmons shooting. And if you see him shooting in pregame and he doesn't shoot in the game, that's like a little kid who just is good when he's with his dad, but when he gets home with his mom, he's bad. Like, he knows. He just doesn't care because of Brett Brown. I don't know. It's hard. But again, I got to see Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. Also, I would like to see a different role players. Like, Tobias Harris is good, but the money you spent on Tobias and Al Horford, you're really not going to ever be able to get a bench. Like, look at the Raptors bench. Like, they're third stringers. Hollis Jefferson, Stanley Johnson. I mean, they're decent. They're like our bench. Brett Brown for Coach of the Year, you already know. Sixers get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Does that mean we consider the Cavs trade? What I saw a bunch of stuff about that Cavs trade, but what really was it? I saw like Kevin Love, Colin Sexton, a couple more players and a couple of draft picks. But do you know what exactly it was, Drummer Boy? What's good, everyone? What is going on, my guy? Vic 3, a channel member. What's going on, my guy? Yeah, right. That's weak. Yeah. That is pretty weak, though. We should get the head coach from the Celtics. Yeah, it would be lovely to get Brad Stevens, but they're going to lock him up for sure. BB stunts the growth of this team. Change is needed. Facts. And I do not like Brett Brown, but he's not the worst coach ever, but a change is necessary. It's necessary. When the voice in the locker room has grown stale, it's necessary. We're definitely we're deeply missing Ben Simmons' contributions on both sides of the court right now. Our backcourt has been getting straight up cooked since Ben left. Hey, I ain't gonna lie though. Ben Simmons was there when old boy TJ Warren dropped 53 on our dome piece. So we've been playing tight, bad defense ever since we got into the bubble, really. So we need to correct that. But you're all right since you're honest. Let's go 76ers. You guys can beat the Celtics and Young Bucks. Yeah. Just correct that number in front of the 6. Correct it. Any timetable on Simmons' injury? He got surgery on that knee. He's out for the rest of the season. He's not coming back. We're going to be cap strung for the immediate future thanks to Elton Poor's roster construction and cap balancing out. Balancing out our only means of getting better is through the minimum deal. And when you guys in free agents, it's hard to get cheap deals in free agents, so it's going to be a little roughy. Raptors to win the finals. Hey, Elite Gaming, they got some defense over there. They play a style of basketball that is winnable. Let's say that. I mean, the role players, Van Vliet, Kyle Lowry, Ibaka, Gasol, you guys are pretty good. I mean, y'all been good. Look at last year when you had Kawhi Leonard. I think when he missed, I think he made us a total of 22 games. If I'm not kidding, and y'all went like 17-5. Y'all went like 17-5 without him. You got the same record this year that you had last year without him. A whole fam tree. Oh, come on, bro. I don't play childish games on respect, bro. Jason Kidd is my choice for coach. Interesting. And he's assistant to the Lakers right now, right? Jason Kidd would be good for sure. Yeah, let me know. I believe he's an assistant to Frank Vogel right now. Hire Becky Hammonds. Something like 3 players, 2 first rounds draft picks. I mean, I thought I saw Kevin Love and Colin Sexton, which Colin Sexton is a pretty decent scoring guard. Kevin Love is another big guy, but he's a different big guy. Horford, he's a legit stretch four, not a guy that you send out to the 3-point line and say, please, God, let Horford make it. Sexton on the Sixers will be good. He averages 20 this season on good efficiency and only going to get better. Yeah, I like the young boy. GSW fired Mark Jackson after a 50-win season. No reason we shouldn't move on from BB. Exactly. Mark Jackson was building that team up a little bit with Jerry West over there as the big dog. But then, Steve Kerr came in and reaped the benefits. Mitch, what is going on, my guy? Raw Neto is driving me crazy. Hey, I hear you, though. But, hey, he's been getting he had, 12 points off the bench today. He dropped 22 yesterday. I don't like him. We got to find a way to move Al Horford's terrible contract. That will be very hard. But, yes, I agree. Hey, Mike, did you know before we were named the 76ers, we were called the Philadelphia Warriors? I did not know that. Ben didn't look like he was trying not to get injured, backfired badly. Yeah, I mean, again, it was a no-contact injury. He came down with the rebound, stepped out, was going to shoot it, didn't shoot it, pass it into the paint, and just started flexing his knee. It was rough. And as I did that, my knee just cracked. Probably got the same thing now. I'm just kidding. The Cavs have nothing we want. Kevin Love isn't much better than Al Horford. Colin Sexton isn't good of a playmaker. Garland is looking like a bust. I wouldn't give up Tobias Harris for that practice. I mean, Kevin Love is a different type of animal on the outside. He's a better three-point shooter than Al Horford ever was. But yeah, I mean, I'm still a Ben Simmons believer. He's only 23 years old. 24 years old, 23. He doesn't shoot the ball, but he's been an all-star without shooting. Like, I want to see Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons under a new coach, and then I can talk about trading. Like that, I wouldn't be able to do that with that package either. Yeah, he's an assistant in LA. That's what I thought. I just subbed, my bruh. I'll see you later against. I'll see you later against We the Chance for the finals, or maybe those deer in the Eastern finals. Appreciate you for stopping by. Like I said, your team is tough, but we'll see. Maybe we get there. We got to handle the C's first. The boys 2138. What's going on, my guy? 125, 121. Lost to the Toronto Raptors. Joel Embiid started the game, played 14 minutes, dropped 5 points. He was 1 of 4, struggling against the Raptors like he always does. Marcus Gasol, playing good defense against them. Come halftime, Joel Embiid sits out. He did hurt his hand. Nothing major. They sat him out for precautions. The Sixers played their starters in the third quarter. Highest lead was 16. They came back. We had 17 turnovers. We still shot good at 46%. But the main thing was we had a nice 6-point lead in the fourth quarter. It was G League versus G League. I mean, we had Neto, Scott, Shayok versus Watson, Stanley Johnson, and RHJ. It was a bad fourth quarter. The most entertaining part was the benches, because every time either team scored, the benches were going crazy. Watch the highlights tomorrow. You'll probably see half the highlights in the fourth quarter as the bench. But they went on a 7-0 run late. Turnover on the inbounds. We squander a lead, of course. Had to break it down for you real quick, my guy. Thoughts on facing the Celtics in the first round? I love it. I think that's our best chance to escape out the first round, for the simple fact, I believe if we want to get out the first round, there's one person on the team that can carry the team and Brett Brown on his back, and that's one Joel Embiid. And I would love for him to get the walk in the park matchup against Cantor and Tice, even though their guards scare me. I love my Philly teams, but I'm going to tune out of the Sixers. They're looking bleak as of late. Going to turn my attention to the Flyers and the Eagles. Hopefully we get out of the first round. I hear you, bro. Eagles, 30 days. Just guys think, if there was no pandemic, we would be having Eagles football not tomorrow, this week, and it'd be the first preseason game. I can't get behind Jason Kidd coaching move. Mark Jacks would be nice, though. We should get the Sixers head coach back from the AI area. Larry Brown? We were the Warriors with when Wilt Chamberlain was here. Oh, yeah. I do remember that now. Would you give up Ben Simmons, Mike Scott for Kevin Love and Kevin Porter Jr., Darius Garland, and 3 future first-round picks? I don't know. It's hard, because what are the Sixers going to do with them first-round picks? I mean, Fultz? Noel? I don't know. I want to see Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons before we break the party up. Al Horford to the Rockets for Robert Covington. Ugh. I mean, Covington was either a free agent or he was available for the Sixers to go get. And there was talks about it, but we don't need Covington. He's just another guy who can sometimes hit threes, but he's not really that good. Mark Jackson will be another good choice for sure. I think we could package Al Horford in a couple picks for Buddy Hield. That's a guy who could make some noise this offseason for the Sixers. I like his game. Ben and Joe are my guys. I'm going to ride and die with them. You already know that's how we rocking. We're going to ride and die until the wheels fall off. Once the coach is gone and we realize something, then we see. But until then, we rocking out with them. I'm going to have to go get my, you know what I mean? I'm just kidding. Man, disrespected the heck out of Sexton, which Tobias and Sexton Sixers will be better. Peace. Hey, Philly Mike, what's good? What's going on, Kyrie? What is going on? And I just jumped big time. I would do that trade. Had you, if a team was willing to take Al's contract and you had to give up Matisse, do you do it? You mean just take the contract, give up Matisse, and get nothing in return? I think Matisse is promising. Again, he needs to work on his offensive game. I'm not comparing him to Kawhi Leonard, but Kawhi Leonard came out as a defensive player, worked on his offensive game, and became the Kawhi Leonard we know. A couple years from now, I'm not saying he'll be that big of a guy, but let him get some offense, let him get some 3 points in his game. That 3-and-D guy will be legit for the Sixers. How people giving up on Simmons and riding hard for Embiid? He can't even play a whole series. Y'all wild. I ain't giving up on either of them. I support them both. I'm a big Joel Embiid guy. I know people like to say he's lazy at times. He misses times, but this guy has so much potential, and I know it's going to come out eventually. For the offseason, the Sixers trade Tobias Harry to the Boston Celtics for Jason Tatum. I'm calling it. Hey, Blue City, I would love to hear some of that. I would love that. You the man for just breaking that down, bro. I missed the game with work. Thanks, my boy. Yeah, listen, this is exactly why I didn't get to do Sixers content in the first half of the season. I wasn't working, but I managed a business. I own a business that I had to check on at night, and I would watch the games, but I wasn't able to get home and do a post game. I was late. Mark Jackson got let go because he was preaching too much. Hey, we might need the preaching, though. We might need it. Also, the 76ers trade back Josh and back to Miami Heat for Jimmy Butler. Woo, that'll be some fire, but now, I don't know why Miami would do that. Jimmy Butler don't want to come back to Philly. In a player league, someone like Kidd or Mark Jackson could really work for us. It is a player league, and you got to be able to connect to the player. I want Embiid in Boston, fam. I bet you do. If you had a guy like Joel Embiid in Boston with that guard play, I'm talking Tatum, Brown, Hayward, Smart, that would be dirty. Brandon Ingram will be a free agent, but I'm sure the Pelicans will re-sign him. Yeah, man, he actually came out this year. The biggest scare of BI was the fact of his blood clots, but hey, Kuzma still got some swag over there in LA, but LA's probably like, dang, we should have gave up Kuzma and kept that guy BI. If Embiid stays healthy the whole series, that series is going 7. Let's go. You're talking about the Celtics one? I'll take it. Listen, it's not going to be easy against the Celtics. Although I say I want the Celtics, and I think we could, give them some troubles because Cantor? Tice? Are you serious? Their guard play. Did you not see what Tatum did to us? Did you not see what TJ Warren did to us? Did you not see what Dame Lillard did to us? Did you not see what all these guards do? Didn't Trey Burks, the guy who's supposed to be on the Sixers, but Raul Neto stayed on the team and we released Trey? Brett Brown kept Raul Neto and released Trey Burks, a scoring, ball handling guard. I wish we could get Buddy Hield. He would be a shooting guard we've been missing since AI. Hey, Buddy Hield got talent. I like his game. He'd fit perfect next to Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. Raptors or Celtics in 7-game series? I'll take the Celtics, man. I'm actually a little bit nervous to play the Raptors. Listen, call me scared, call me whatever. The Raptors play good defense, and they kind of shut down our best player. They don't shut him down, but they slow him down. Oh, hold up. Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, and a couple picks for Embiid and Raul Neto. Heck no. They don't need that. They need consistent scoring. All right, Mike, I'm going to head out. Sorry for getting worked up about the kid earlier. Kid, take the Philly out of a kid from Philly. You already know my guy, Jason Wall. Appreciate you 100%. My guy's been here since I was a young guy in YouTube. Appreciate you. Tobias Harris is our most consistent offensive player. That is facts. The dude he drops 20 a game. It's not a nice 20. It's not a special 20, but he gives you that 20 piece. Warriors were going to trade Curry, Thompson for CP3 before they hit their prime. See, that's why you got to be hesitant. Look how they worked out. No way I'm trading Ben and Joel. Exactly. Joel Embiid is going to get out of his prime earlier than Ben Simmons, but Ben Simmons is still a baby when it comes to his prime. Things are going to happen. It's going to develop. Do you believe the Sixers could beat the Raptors in a 7-game series? I'm always going to hold out hope that the Sixers win. It's just what I do as a Philly fan. But I will say this. I'd rather play the Celtics. I'd rather play the Bucks. I'd rather play the Heat. The Raptors are on my highest list of concern just because how they are built. They're deep. They got guys who can every game. Van Vliet might be the best that game. Kyle Lowry might be the guy next game. Siakam, Spicy P might be the guy next game. They got guys who can do it, and they got a guy, if this guy's struggling, on to the next. And Marc Gasol and Ibaka are a problem from Joel Embiid. They don't stop him, but they do slow him down. Victory said Raptors all day. What do you think the Sixers can realistically do in the playoffs? Realistically, I believe that we can advance past the first round in a close, hard-fought series against the Celtics. Even though their guards will kill us in the pick and roll, Joel Embiid should be at a buffet, just eating it up. We're going to go as far as Joel Embiid takes us. But Shield Randall, what is going on, my guy? Does anyone really think anyone but the Lakers will win it all? Hey, the Clippers are going to play them tough with their deep roster. Hey, don't kill me. The Rockets are not going to win because Mike D'Antoni's teams just don't do that. But it's totally unorthodox. But that small ball game has me interested to watch him. I think if Russell Westbrook and Harden get hot, who knows? But I got the Lakers coming out the West. Y'all got to trade Horford and fire Brown. That's the key to success right there. That's the key. Brian Lynn, Harris was pretty solid that game. Yeah, listen, Tobias Harris is going to give you 20 points a game like nothing. They're not going to be a pretty 20. You're not going to get 30 or 40 at him. And it's just 20. Just 20. But sometimes he takes too many shots to get there. Who would you trade if you had to trade, either Simmons or Joel Embiid? Because I like to just keep it 100, I'm going to talk to you about this. I hate talking about this. I am a firm believer that I will not trade neither of them until I see both of them with a new coach. I would like to see him with a better supporting cast, but I at least got to see this team with a new coach. On that note, Simmons is better for the long-term plan. Joel is better for the short-term plan. I say it that way. Jurassic Park on defense, you already know. Joel Gasol, hey, who's cheap free agent Sixers should go for? Joe Harris, Bertans, some shooting three-pointer guys that we can get for a cheap price with our max contracts. Yeah, a couple of teams can match up with the Lakers. Yeah, I don't know. The Lakers played bad in the bubble. I'm not scared yet because playoff Bron is still playoff Bron. Who you got coming out of the East this year? Sixers. No, I'm just kidding. If I'm being realistic, I want the Sixers, of course. I'm going to rock with them, but I think it's going to come down to Milwaukee or the Raptors. I'm still going to say the Raptors are going to try to play Milwaukee tough again, but Giannis is going to overcome and get past this year. Do you think Giannis will sign with the Raptors if Milwaukee don't sign him this year? I heard their GM is trying to make a run for him. Shajir Mayer, I forgot how you say his name. He got away with guys. He got away with getting guys. That would be scary if that happened. But I think Giannis stays in Milwaukee. Imagine if the Sixers do everything right this offseason. Just imagine if we do everything right. Look at Markel Bridges yesterday, dropping 24 points on us, 8 for 10 shooting, 5 for 5 from the free throw line, 3 of 5 from the three-point line, a +7. He should be on the squad. Coming off the bench. Fire Jordan. Not going to lie, I was worried about the Sixers before Simmons went down, but the first round still going to be fun watching the Celtics forwards getting buckets and Embiid getting whatever he wants. Perfectly said. That's what I think is going to happen. It's going to be a close game because the same way their guards are going to do what they want against us, Joel Embiid is going to do what he wants against them. Shout out to you, Fire. Appreciate it. And we got 47 people in here. Make sure you smash that like button. I appreciate it 100%. And subscribe to the channel. We on the road to 5K. Like I said, I do Sixers content, live streams, and regular videos, and Eagles content, live streams, and regular videos. Let's keep it moving. Facts, Philly Mike, new coach first. You already know. Can't break up the band yet. Trade Al to Sacramento for Heald and hire Kenny Atkins. If it was as easy as that, Bryant Lynn, sign me up. Get that, coach? You heard. I'm trading Joel ASAP. Joel is lazy, often injured. Joel will never do what it takes to lead a team. Ben has consistently improved his game every year. Most importantly, Simmons plays hungry. Ben Simmons' games has been the same. It's great, but it's been the same. Improving will be him shooting, not threes, mid-range. Something like Giannis does. Just something. I will say this. Joel Embiid got the bad rap. He got the bad rap. It is what it is. Again, Ben Simmons is the better long-term plan. Joel Embiid is the better short-term plan. But I got to see them together with a new head coach. Messiah, yeah. You already know. Sixers messed up by not signing J.J. Beck. Reliable shooter with these guys who can score down low. I agree. We shouldn't be scared about the Lakers' struggles until they play their first game. You already know. Playoff Bron. Who's your dream acquisition? Dream acquisition or like realistic? I know dream is not realistic. Dream acquisition probably be Devin Booker. Young stud to play with Joel Embiid. I would trade Simmons for value. What do you think the value is? Would you trade Simmons for Clay and their first pick? Y'all need shooting and need cornerstone talent in Philly. It'll be tempting. Again, if you want to win in the short term, you make that trade. If you want to win in the long term, you keep Ben Simmons. Raptors GM help Giannis family come to the U.S. I think they have a connection. Probably. I mean, I think Giannis is one of them dudes who has that Damian Lillard mindset, though, where he wants to stay with the same team, have that grind, that Kobe Bean Bryant, persona. Thoughts on the Raptors assistant coach out coaching Brett Brown? Doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me. Out coached him. Came back from a 16-point deficit. That boy needs to hit some mid-range at least. Something. Just give me something. Did you know that I can't ever say his name, so I don't want to keep screwing it up. Did you know that the Raptors GM is the one that actually helped Giannis get him into college? Didn't know that. But hey, shout out to him. Let him get Giannis. That'd be scary. This team looks so clunky together this year. It's sad that Brett Brown still has a job and Kenny Atkins doesn't. Sad world. He said is the president. If the Sixers go far, should they still fire Brett Brown? Absolutely. Because that just means we could have went much farther with an ER on it. Joel Embiid for MVP. I don't know about MVP this year, but coming into this year, I really thought he was going to have an MVP type season coming off that loss to the Raptors and Kawhi Leonard and what he was able to do that season. I still have big hopes for Joel Embiid. MVP season coming shortly. Stay tuned. Out of everyone that has ever lived, no one could have predicted that Stanley Johnson would hit the game winner. Yes, a guy who came out of Arizona, drafted by the Detroit Pistons, bounced around on the Raptors, didn't even know he was on the Raptors till today, and bang, bang, boom, boom. You got guys like Stanley Johnson, Watson, Bouger, whatever. He had like 5 blocks. Yeah, my bad. No matter how far the Sixers go, Brett Brown needs to go. You already know. He said, let's go Raptors. Hey, shout out to you guys. You got that dub. Hire the coach first and then trade. Interesting. Do you think Pascal Siakam can become a top 5 player in the NBA in 5 years max? Top 5, I don't know. I mean, the top 10 is still hard to crack. Look how easily it is to rattle 10. LeBron, Giannis, Kawhi, Harden. Can't do that. KD. I mean, that's the top 5. And these guys are all, and then not even say AD. I mean, like, these guys are all transcendent talent. Dame probably is number 10 on that list. You got guys like Joel Embiid probably just cracks it for me. That top 10 list is tough. That top 5 list is really tough. LeBron is obvious, but John Morant would be a dream player to have. Yeah, I love his upside. I love his dunking. I love everything about the kid, but I need a guy. I mean, Devin Booker would be my dream acquisition for the Sixers. Simmons for Booker, straight up trade. Y'all really trying to get me to say trade Ben Simmons. I'm trying to stay loyal to my guy. Pascal and Giannis and Kyle Lowry, Ibaka, Mark, Fred would be scary. That'd be dirty. That'd be disgustingly scary. Just got an update. The New Orleans Saints will be playing their first regular season game with no fans in the stadium. Good. I don't like the Saints. One of my boys is a Saint fan. You hear Griffin went to the Cowboys? Worried about that? Cowboys worry about our right tackle. Wait, what? You hear Griffin to the Cowboys? Worry about our right tackle? Griffin's nice. I wanted him in Philly on a cheap deal. We signed Vinny Curry back, went even cheaper. The Cowboys D-line is starting to shape up. I hope Alden Smith is not panning out. I'm gonna make a whole video on that soon. For those who don't know, I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. I'm just kidding. Smash that like button. I appreciate it. Helps the stream out. We do Sixers streams and regular videos, and we do Eagles streams and regular videos. If you're an Eagle fan, I just broke down Greg Ward Jr.'s plays. Got the All-22 coach film. I did a film breakdown of Greg Ward about some of the things that Doug Peterson said about him today and just some of the things he said. And I do Sixers videos too, but normally I've been doing live streams or post games only because the game's been every other day. Appreciate you guys, though. Do you think we should keep Harris as a solid piece or trade him? It depends. It depends what we else get around. I mean, his contract makes me want to trade him because it's that high. He's a solid player. He's a player who you can win with if he's your third or fourth option, which he is supposed to be our third option. Right now, he's our second. But your third option shouldn't be making that much money, so I would really consider it to try to just free up money. Peace, bro. Can't wait to see you guys in the first round. Oh, you a Celtics fan? You a Celtics fan? Yeah, you say you want Joel Embiid? Hey, shout out to you. Subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you on the next one. With a new coach, Embiid could be MVP next year. Hey, facts. He still got it in him. 2 times. What's going on, my guy? Philly Jackson, with a new coach, Simmons might shoot more. Yes. You get a guy who's going to be in his face. Not in his face. Like, I don't need nobody to disrespect. These are all grown men. But I need a guy to push people buttons. You can push good buttons. You can push bad buttons. Nobody's pushing Ben Simmons buttons. For a guy who pulls up in pregame like, hey, take a picture of me. Hey, record me in the game. I'm not going to do it. It's like a little kid who's just being bad on purpose. On purpose. Bad parenting, bad coaching. You know what I mean? Pascal has that Embiid and consistency. That's how I feel. Embiid can be consistent if he just stays healthy. Tyler Hero to Philly. That boy got a long ranger. He got a long ranger. We need some of them guys. We need some of them young long rangers. And with him being so long, who knows what he can transition to. We got to stop talking trades for Joe and Ben. Should be looking for shooters and get rid of the dead weight like Horford, Neto, Scott, etc. Exactly. Stop trying to make the team worse before we try to make it better. And by making it better, 2 things. Shooters and fire Brett Brown. Had to get that in there real quick. What up, Mike? I'm not a Sixers fan, but I love the Philadelphia Eagles. Appreciate you for tuning in for a quick second. Go check out my Greg Ward Jr. film breakdown if you haven't watched it, Bobby OMG. All I can say is OMG. I actually used to be a Raptors fan back when DeRozan was with them, but I despise every single player on their team since what they did to us last year. Interesting. What? One division? Simmons on the Suns would be good. They got shooters everywhere. Yeah, they definitely do. They definitely do. Before y'all do anything, smash that like button. Appreciate you, my guy. Extra crispy. Watch out, KD and Kyrie coming with that deep lineup and bench, kind of like the Clippers team. Facts. Again, you got a team that has Spencer Dinwiddie, Karis LeVert. If they resign Joe Harris, Jarrett Allen plus DeAndre Jordan, and now you throw Kyrie and KD on that team, it could be a problem. Or Kyrie can ruin it because he's been a guy who ruined some teams recently. So KD's that dude, though. Don't get me wrong. Do you think Kawhi regrets leaving the Raptors? When he gets beat by King James, he'll regret it. Let's go, Birds. HD says, sorry I'm late. It's all good. You know, we just do these. You know, we got more live streams coming. Just catch them as you can. Chris Snow, Raptors are most disrespected defending. Yeah. I stopped because I agree. They are the most disrespected defending NBA champions. You got to put the respect on the champs' names until they're not the champs. One of my boys is a Raptors fans, and I tell him all the time, like, I don't like you guys because of what you did to us. But yeah, people got to put respect in your name. They're already saying, what can the Heat do? What can the Bucks do? Can the Sixers make a comeback prior to Ben Simmons going down? Put some respect on the champ's name. Some of these comments blow my mind. You already know. Raptors better work. Why? We don't want him. Hey, 17-5 last year, and look at your record this year. You guys pay too much for Harris. That is a fact. What's going on? Let's go, Birds. Matthew Keller. Oh, boy, how bad was the game? I'll break it down for you real quick. 125-121 Toronto Raptors. The Sixers had a 16-point lead as their largest. 17 turnovers kept the Raptors coming back into the game because we shot the ball 46% from the field. Joel Embiid only played 14 minutes, went 1 of 4 for 5 points. We know how he plays against Marc Gasol. He got hurt on his wrist, wasn't a big deal, came back in, but they rested him after the first half, only allowing him to play 14 minutes just to manage it. The starters played in the third quarter. Alex Burke did not play at all. In the fourth quarter, it was the Toronto Raptors back end of the bench versus Sixers back end of the bench. The most enticing part of the fourth quarter was the benches getting so hyped for the players. Every Sixers score, every Raptor score, Joel Embiid and the boys, Kyle Lowry and the boys were going off. It was a bench show. The Sixers were leading by 7 or 8. They went on a 7-0 run late. Stanley Johnson hits the game-winning shot. A guy drafted from Arizona in the second round to the Detroit Pistons, floated around, beat us. We finished the game with Shayok, Neto, and Mike Scott on the court. Ugly. Try to inbounds a pass, didn't get it. Ugly. Again, we lost an ugly game from bad decisions from Brett Brown, and we had the deepest part of our bench in there. So, as I'm mad because Brett Brown go ahead and just mess things up once again, giving up a 16-point lead, then a 7-point lead with 2 minutes left. You can't do that no matter who's in the game. But I'm not going to be here, dang, we lost, because it was bench versus bench. If we beat them, will we be happy that we beat RHJ, Stanley Johnson, somebody guy named Watson? I mean, I don't even know who these guys are on the Raptors, so I ain't that mad at it. But it is what it is. I'll give you the little rundown real quick. I think is going to win the playoffs. Who? Would you do it if we offered Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, and Duncan Robinson for Embiid? I'm a big fan of Bam. I like Tyler Hero. Duncan Robinson's a good shooter, but I can't give my guy Joel Embiid. Do you want me to go get my Joel Embiid jersey right now? I will get it and put it on. I can't give my guy up. He is the process. No, I'm just kidding. Joel is averaging 25 with Brett Brown. Imagine what he would do with a better coach. Facts. No one, Philly fans. This year's our year for sure. Not really. We ain't Cowboy fans out here. Speaking of Cowboy fans, what up? Can I get a wrench? Oh, I ain't never give a Cowboy fan a wrench. You a cool Cowboy fan. You're going to have to let me sleep on it, my guy. You got to let me sleep on it. Philly Mike for the Sixers' new head coach. What's going on, Blue City? Sign me up. Brett Brown is the Dwayne Casey of the Raptors. Nah, Dwayne Casey's better coach. Way better coach. Still can't believe Ben is in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah, if you looked at his bubble defense, you would take him out of it. But his defense in general is good. Simmons' defense is so underrated. Brian Lynn, I agree. One of the best defenders. He can guard 1 through 4. Get your point guard. Get your power forward. He can play. But he was kind of dropping down in the bubble. But everybody's been having a crazy bubble experience. And you got guys like Giannis headbutting people to take it out. I'm kind of happy we are playing the Celtics in the first round, but that could backfire. Agree. Just quick take on it. Joel Embiid's going to have to lead us past the first round going against guys like Cantor and Tice. Simple. And we're going to have to stop the pick and roll once and for all. Kawhi not. What a great name. Who you got in the Eastern Finals? No bias. Probably no bias. Without Ben Simmons, it's going to be rough. I believe the Sixers get out of the first round, but I'm probably going to have to rock with the Bucks. The Raptors are going to put up a fight. Same with the Heat, but I'm going to rock with the Bucks. Hit that like button. I did that at easy. Yeah, it takes 1 second to click off the live chat, smash that like button, and then come back in and holla at your boy. Give me some questions. Like I said, I rock with the Eagles and the Sixers. I do live streams for both of them, but we also have regular videos. So when the season's over, I will be doing videos breaking down the Sixers off seasons. I'll do trade talks, draft talks, free agency talks, all that good stuff. We do regular videos and we do live streams. We keep it Sixers and Eagles. I like the Phillies and I like the Flyers, but I don't watch hockey. I'm a 4 for 4, but these two are teams I mess with. The Flyers are good. I'm kind of sad that one of the best teams in Philly, I just don't watch that sport enough. I agree with keeping Embiid and Simmons, but with both guys injured again, it seems like it's time to break a few players up and not just the coach. So David Lopez, let me know, because you're one of my guys for a minute now. Who would you break up first if you had to? I still think you got to break up the coach first, and I got to see Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid under different management. I just got to. It would kill me to let them go somewhere else and then somebody else manage them in a way that they become to their full potential. Joel reminds me of Iverson without the injuries. What? Joel began some injuries. Joel averages 28 points, 13 rebounds last season, and he had a little setback this season. But he has been averaging 33 points, 13 rebounds in the bubble, yet people want him gone without getting a new head coach first. That is ludicrous. Sign me up. I'm about to finish this video with my Joel Embiid jersey on so people know where I stand on that. Yo, sup from Toronto. Shout out to you. Your G League beat our G League in the fourth quarter. Your assistant head coach outcoached us. Listen, you got a nice young team. You're more than just Kawhi Leonard. Let me give you guys respect as the defending champs. Shout out to you guys. Kyle Lowry to Philly would be scary, but Raps would not do that. North Philly boy. Every time he cooks us up a little bit, they like, the guy's from North Philly. We know this. How did you feel about Kawhi hit that game winner? It broke me. But see, at that time, I wasn't doing YouTube. I just started doing YouTube last September. So this September marks my year anniversary. In 1 year, we came from 0 subscribers all the way up to 4,600 and something. I'm trying to get to 5K before this 1 year. So I got about 20 days to get about 350 subscribers to get my goal of 1K in a year. Help a brother out. I don't get why people don't think the Raptors can repeat. They won the chip last year, and this year they are better. Sorry, but the Raptors kind of blow. And honestly, their championship last year was kind of luck. Sorry, but if the Warriors were healthy, listen, Nobody's beating a healthy KD, Steph, Clay, and Dre. Nobody can beat that. Yo, Mike, I'm a New York Giants fan, but I'm a diehard 76ers fan. Ouch, 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 because I rock with these, but I also rock with these. And I know you don't rock with that one. But, hey, the guy I'm about to put on the screen next, subscribe to me, and he is a Cowboys fan who is a Sixers fan. I don't understand it, but as long as we can mess with one sport together, I'll still mess with you. And we can have some good conversation throughout the year. Giants versus Eagles. Listen, I don't take things personal. As long as you don't attack personal, we can talk about Eagles this, Giants this, Cowboys this, Eagles this. It's all love. That's what the NFC East is about, and that's what sports are about. Rivalries. Let's get it. Facts, inbound. Love this part of the basketball. Like I said, sorry if I'm missing. Some of these comments are coming a little fast. We trying to get everybody involved. If I missed your comment, just redo it and I get you. But trading our guys to Miami is stupid. Yeah. Best bubble bench game, no cap. Yeah, listen, the benches played good. If you didn't know it was a bench, you would say, wow, these guys are active. They were active. And what made it better is the starters on the bench hyping it up. Okay, yeah, like I said, if I missed you, just re-comment. 2 spots, though. I don't know what that's about. I'm off the thing. Hold that L. Spicy P and Lowry equals champions. Hey, shout out to you guys. Shout out to you. Like I said, your team is one of the most disrespected champions I've seen. You got a good squad there. You went 17-5 last year without Kawhi. Second seed in the NBA without Kawhi. Your team is good. Spicy P is a upcoming player. Kyle Lowry is better than what people think. Fred VanVleet can get it done too. But hopefully we don't have to see you guys. I really like the videos, man. I'm subscribing. Appreciate Mr. Tryhard D74. We do live streams and regularly scheduled programs. So it is what it is. But with or without, not Toronto. Yeah, listen. If you ask me, as a Sixers fan, I would rather play the Celtics, the Heat, the Bucks before the Raptors. That would be my order. The Celtics first, the Heat second, the Bucks third, and the Raptors last. It's just the way we match up against them. Marc Gasol, Serge Ibaka, they can play sound defense against Embiid. Even though Embiid is that dude, they slow him down really good. Stewart said, go Flyers. Appreciate you for stopping by. Like I said, I rock with all Philly sports, but these are the 2 sports that I actually mainly watch and focus on. I'll catch a Phillies game every once in a while. I'll talk about the Phillies every once in a while. I sports bet on everything but hockey. I try to get into hockey. Maybe one day I will, but I always just say, go Flyers. I really do have faith in the Sixers. That's my optimistic view. Realistic, probably second round exit. Like I said, I just want to see a great first round battle between the Celtics and the Sixers. Lakers only lost once when LeBron scored 30 or more, and in that game, AD played horrible. Yeah, AD played horrible a couple games. At least one Philly team won against Canadian team. Shout out to the Flyers. Let's go, Flyers. That's what people tell me. They know I rock with both these teams, and they say, man, the best team in Philly right now is the Flyers, my guy. You don't watch hockey? I'm like, no, I don't. I don't watch it. I might just have to do it just because. The Eagles are going to be good, though. We get on that another day, though. That's a topic for another day. The team is 3-1 against you. Who are you talking about, the Raptors? Sorry, you guys are talking to each other, so I'm a little bit lost in the sauce because I haven't started when you guys started talking. So imagine if we got Kawhi instead last year, and the Raptors got Jimmy instead. We would be NBA champs, most likely. He said 500 gave me a wrench. All right, my guy, I'm gonna get you a wrench. Let me just right now I'm not on my phone, so let me get to my phone. Comment on my last Eagles video and I got you. Where'd my wrench go? What? You don't have a wrench? I got you, my guy. Right now, I'm not on my phone. I can't do it on StreamYards. I normally keep my phone up with it there. Embiid going to cry again this year from the big Spain. Gasol just playing. Best of luck in the playoffs this year from Toronto. Shout out to you, Tristan. Good luck. Rock. Hey, hold down the championships until you're not champs no more. 76ers are done. Hey, this is not going to be pretty, but if anybody could beat the Celtics by itself, it's Joel Embiid. Harper, Jordan, Pippen, Ramen, Kukos versus the Curry, Durant, Clay, Draymond, Warriors. Who you got, Philly Mike? I'm taking the Warriors. I'm taking the Warriors. Taking the Warriors. I'm sorry. Doing it. Hey, Raps win, but it's always sunny in Philadelphia. Here we go. 17-18 when you space the floor with JJ, Bellinelli, and Covington. So much space for Ben and Joel. Was a big loss. Yeah, all that. Shout out to you, Drummer Boy. Appreciate you for stopping by. One of the realest Sixers fans I know. Appreciate you, my guy. Imagine signing Larry as a hometown Sixer. Yeah, North Philly's finest. Do not underestimate. Ride with Dinosaur. Hey, nobody underestimating you, my guy. Nobody's underestimating you. He said, no. Yeah, listen, bro, look. I'm a big believer that KD's one of the most gifted scorers ever. The way he can rise up at 7 foot tall. I mean, he shoots and his ball skills are like a guard, but the dude's dang near 7 foot. Like, he can get his own bucket. Like, Jordan's not contesting it. Nobody's contesting his rise up. Like, I don't know. And then you let Steph and Clay get hot. Look, Jordan is the GOAT. He the GOAT. But still. So, yeah, because, I rock old heads. So, you like, he's, always talking old head stuff, blah, 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 blah. But listen, basketball's changed. It's more, basketball was more physical then. But it's changed. It's about spacing. It's about shooting. It's about the players in this league are more skilled. And I'm not saying the superstars. I'm not saying the superstars back then versus superstars now, who's more skilled. But the average player that played back then was in the NBA because he was tough. The average player now is in the NBA because he can do something. He can handle the ball. He can do this. He can do that because the toughness is out of basketball a little bit. I don't know. Listen, I like all the old school teams too, and Jordan is the GOAT. But I don't know that Warriors team, how they can play. KD is a monster. Imagine how much money we could still have if we didn't get out. Facts. Yo, Mike, the Super Bowl 42 New York Giants versus the Patriots. Who were you rooting for? It was tough, I didn't like the Patriots because of what they beat, because they beat us in 2004. I've never been too much of a Tom Brady hater. But I mean, I can't root for the Giants. I just can't. It's against my DNA. Plus, I have a couple of Giant fans. Like, I live in Pennsylvania, and I'm about 50 minutes from Philly, 55 minutes, an hour from Philly. And the way I'm set up, though, there's so many Cowboys and Giants fans around me. I just can't stand them. But I love the rivalry. Look at Mike, man. So inspirational. Appreciate you, my guy. Sorry, Mike, but I want to rant just in case someone is spamming or acting stupid. You know what, Zeke fan? You've been here. Let me get you. You've been here for a minute, and you cool. You talk your talk, but you don't go crazy. You don't go crazy. Got you. I am from Toronto. I think you had a great chance last year for the championship when you had Butler in your roster. Hey, I agree 100%. We had a roster that could possibly over Trump Brett Brown's coaching, but hey, now we're back to just falling in line and just trying to beat Brett Brown's coaching. KD is a monster, no doubt about that. How do you think the bubble is going to be in the playoffs without the fans and home court? Hey, home court is not going to matter at all. So a team like the Lakers that try so hard for home court, they don't really got it. Mike, how you feel about Everson Griffin to Dallas? We got him. It sucks because it does bolster up your defensive line a little bit more than I want it to be. Ryan Rose said, Fly Eagles Fly, you already know. You watching UFC 252? Great live. Honey Bubba King? No, I'm not. I'm doing this with you guys, but I will be getting off very shortly. Actually, my computer's about to die, and I left my charger downstairs. Normally, I charge my computer as I'm doing this. So with that being said, I don't want it to cut off on you guys. I appreciate you guys 100%. Make sure you smash that like button on the way out and subscribe to the Philly Talk Podcast for live streams and regular videos of both of these things. Appreciate you guys. Zeke fan, Let's Go Birds, Dr. Boy, the Boy 213, Blue City, all you guys in the chat. I appreciate you 100%. But with that note, I'm about to sign off here. Sixers lose. Shout out to the Raptors fans. Let's go Sixers. The playoffs are going to start. We got the Celtics. Let's